I'm super excited for the first episode of Doors Coding School podcast, where we help you get a job as a developer as fast as possible with tips on how to learn how to code, best resources, how to market yourself as a self-taught developer. So I hope you guys enjoy today's content. How to avoid wasting time when learning how to code. I have to say I'm a specialist because I took a long time to learn how to code. A lot of people look at me today and say, oh my god, you're a natural. It's because they haven't seen the thousands of hours that I've put in honing my craft. And I think if I were to start again, I would save up so much time, and that's what I try to give to my students, like a straight line from beginner to professional. So what I want to do today is basically go through the process that I would take if I was starting today, 2021, and hopefully you guys get a lot of value from this. I'd actually pay $10,000 for this podcast if I was like starting over, because I mean, time is the only resource you have that you can't get back. You can make money, you can build a business, but you can get your money back. So I think the tips I'll be giving you guys is super valuable. So pay attention because this is good stuff, okay? So what I would do, well, what is the environment today? You can go back if you're a professional already, you're an accountant, or you are working in a bank and you want to get into coding. What are the options? Well, first we have right now is that you can get a second degree. The thing is, that's thousands of dollars. That's a lot of time. Even if you do part-time, that's still gonna take a lot of time. Obviously today, with after the pandemic, we can get online classes, but still we all know that there are a lot of useless classes that you don't really want to take, have to take a lot of prerequisites that you don't have to do. So I don't think that's a good option. I did do that. My first degree is in international relations. I took a second degree in computer engineering. I did learn a lot, but I think there was a lot of fluff that didn't help me become learn what I know today. So I wouldn't recommend that just because of cost benefit analysis. I did get a job at a good company. I got a job at Microsoft, got interviews at Facebook, Google, but my peers didn't. Most of my peers didn't. So it wasn't because of the college, it was mostly because of what I did outside of school. So you don't really need to go to college. Employers only care about what you know. Maybe some lawyers do think about diplomas, but think about, do you really want to work for a company that still thinks that a diploma is important, or do you want to work for a company that values skills? So whenever people say, hey, but what about, I don't know, this company, I always say, okay, do you want to work for a company that thinks like it's still in the 70s, 80s? I don't think so. So I wouldn't go to college. Bootcamps are great. I think bootcamps are awesome. Uh, they save you a lot of time. You can get like an amazing education for in 3-4 months. The only thing is that it takes a lot of upfront money. So some of the boot camps in the US cost upwards of 17 grand, 20 grand, and you basically have to dedicate yourself full time. A lot of people, they're working professionals, they have a family. That's not a good option. I did also go to a coding bootcamp, so you guys can imagine already like how much time and money I spent on my education. So I do think bootcamps are great. So if you are someone who can take a couple of months off, that's a great option. Now, that's not what I would actually do. So what I would do is, I think there is an even better way. What I would do is, I think today there's some amazing courses from the best universities in the world. So you can take an introduction course that someone at Harvard is taking right now, someone at MIT is taking right now, for free, which is amazing. I did have this back in 2014 when like I actually got serious about coding, but it wasn't as good as today. So if you're starting today, you are for a treat because there's so many great materials. But unfortunately, so I would take CS50. The two favorite courses I always recommend is CS50 first, for sure. Second is MIT Introduction to Computer Science, both of them on edx.org for free. However, I wouldn't only take those courses. They are free, which is great. But what I've come to realize working with hundreds of students is that it's really hard finishing an online course. I mean, we always buy courses thinking that we're gonna finish it, but a good course that you don't finish is worth absolutely nothing. And from my experience, if I don't have some sort of accountability that helps me keep on track, helps me get unstuck in an online course, the likelihood I'll actually finish it is very low. And I say that not only for myself, but for most people in general. So if I were to restart my learning journey, what I would do is definitely take CS50, but I would hire someone that has gone through the course or who has a very good computer science knowledge, just so I can have a guide, because ultimately the only resource you have that you can get back is your time. So having someone that cuts your learning journey and frustration in half or even more is definitely worth. So basically that's what I would do. I would probably get someone to walk me through the problem sets, walk me through the concepts, make sure I understand them well, go at my pace, because a lot of online courses or boot camps, they just go, you have people on different levels. And I think basically like within 6 to 8 months, I would start working. Like I think working is the best way to learn because you're learning hands-on. So that's what I would do. So like I really recommend taking CS50, and that's also one of the reasons why I created Doors Coding School, because I believe that I basically built something I wish I had when I started learning how to code. I wanted to have access to someone who has gone through the process, knows the material, that can help me get a job. So at Doors Coding School, we help all of our students to build their portfolios. We help them build their projects. So in the end of the course, you have 5 projects that you can display to your employers. You have access to us on chat every day. So when you get stuck, just having someone that you can send a message and knowing that they will get back to you like within 24 hours, but most of the time like in 1-2 hours is great because you can make progress. So I basically built what I wish I had, and I always go back to that idea from economics of opportunity cost, which is pretty simple. Basically, get the salary that you'll be getting as a developer. So let's say if you live in LA or New York in the States, where you get on average like a 5-6K initial salary, and think that every month you're not learning, that's what you're missing out. So if you think like that, every month you're not like at the level of a professional that you can work as a professional, it's a month you're not making 5-6 sometimes 7Ks as a beginner. So so like I'm actually gonna start taking a probability course from MIT just as a hobby. I'll definitely hire a tutor. I'm already messaging my friend who's doing a master's in statistics. I mean, I consider myself like a nerdy guy, so it kind of sometimes before I was like, oh, I can teach myself, but today is a no-brainer. I know that just having someone that will guide me through the process is so valuable. Like, if there is one hack of growth, not only in coding or in learning, but any area of your life, fitness, business, relationships, is having a guide, having a specialist that cuts corner for you. Because yeah, like, we don't have much time in this life, so I think cutting through the corners is definitely worth it. Okay, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this podcast, talking a little bit about my journey, talking a little bit about what I would do if I was starting over again. And stay tuned for the next episodes. We'll be giving away a lot of amazing content to help you get into the mindset of a programmer, someone who's learning, who's going to a new career, and hopefully I'll help you out through your journey of becoming a professional programmer. All right, so see you guys in the next episode.